What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and when we saw the massive backlash that Disney and Lucasfilm received in the aftermath of them firing Gina Carano for her political opinions, we all knew that the vast majority of people thought that this was wrong, especially when you consider the hypocrisy, the double standard that so many pointed out, that Disney and Lucasfilm have so many people working there that say far more inflammatory things on social media, but nothing happens to them because they're on the right side of the Disney Hollywood echo chamber. Now, people may not have agreed necessarily with what she said. Maybe they thought she could have worded it differently, but they did not think that she should have lost her job, that she should have been fired, that she should have been attempted to be canceled by these people. And now we have evidence to support that. Not only are they getting backlash on YouTube channels, on social media posts, but now we have actual polling data that suggests that the vast majority of people do not support her being fired. Take a look. Exclusive poll, majority of Americans less likely to support Disney over woke politics, firing of Gina Carano. Now, this poll data is coming to us from this one, Public Opinion Strategies. They do a lot of polls and things, so it's not just like a Twitter poll, someone pulling it out of their ass, things like that. Just wanted to make that clear up front. Americans are rejecting Disney's dive into woke politics and disapprove of the firing of Mandalorian standout Gina Carano, exclusive polling data has found. Corporate America's lunge into, quote, wokeness and cancel culture might hit a bump in the road given public reaction to Disney's recent actions. Pollster Neil Newhouse of Public Opinion Strategies concluded, assessing data from a recent survey conducted February 26 to March 3rd. Now, before we get into that actual hard data, just remember just the things that we have been seeing. The cancel Disney Plus movement, the barrage of posts that they get supporting Gina Carano on Twitter, on Facebook, whenever they post something, people calling out their hypocrisy. Or you can look at the Star Wars YouTube channel and see that it's consistently, every time they post a video, it is getting downvoted and ratioed to hell with the vast majority of the comments. We can go take a look. We can take a look. The vast majority of the comments end up being Gina Carano quotes. The fans support Gina Carano in droves. Where are all these other people that are maybe downvoting Ben Shapiro's interview with her? Things like that. They don't really exist. There's not that many of them. Not that many people actually wanted to get her canceled, but they're the ones that manipulated the media into making this narrative about her, which resulted in her getting fired. Among other recent Disney news, participants of all stripes, Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, were asked questions concerning Disney's ties to China, the company's threat to abandon doing work in Georgia over pro-life legislation, and the recent firing of Carano over an allegedly offensive social media post. Now, this is just a poll of people in America, to be fair, so I know I have a lot of people that watch internationally. This poll was specific to American politics. Notably, participants were shown the social media post in question from Carano and overwhelmingly thought the firing was unjustified. 72% to 28%. Now, I wonder if they would have been shown a similar post, maybe from Pedro Pascal calling half of America Nazis. I wonder what they would have said about that post. I wish they should have shown that. She should probably do a poll showing them that and think if they think the equal result should happen to that person. To be clear, I'm not calling for that. I'm simply pointing out the ridiculous double standard. With at least half of Americans opposing each of Disney's actions tested and also being less likely to watch Disney's programming, companies may be wise to slow the stampede of wokeism. The data clearly shows the actions like the ones Disney has taken definitely have the potential to negatively impact its bottom line. Now, I think this is very interesting because people were asked first, just blindly, do you think Gina Carano should have been fired? Then they were shown the actual post and told to analyze it for themselves, and they gave a different answer because, again, the woke mainstream media narrative has been something telling everyone that Gina Carano is something she is definitively not. When first asked, Americans were found to oppose Disney's decision to fire Carano 58 to 42, including a majority of Americans across all age groups, gender, and ethnicity. Majorities of Republican and Independents similarly opposed the firing, and 40% of Democrats. Honing in on Carano, the polling data found more than 70% of Americans believe the actress should not have been fired after assessing it for themselves, right? So that's what we're talking about. This 72 to 28, after they actually read the post, after they actually decided for themselves, they didn't think that she should be fired overwhelmingly. After reviewing the post, 28% said Disney was right to fire Carano. 39% said it may have been poorly worded, but she did not deserve to get fired. And 34% said they found nothing wrong with the quote, and Gina Carano should not have been fired. The opposition to Carano's firing even held true with Democrats and liberals. A majority of every single group tested, any way you break it down, thought that it was wrong once they analyzed it for themselves. That is what Disney has done. That is what a bad decision Disney has made. There is virtually no one on their side if people actually look at this post and read it for themselves. 70% of Disney fans also said Carano should not have been fired. And here is where it gets really strange and really troublesome if you're Disney, because it's not just that. It's just not that reason that people have a bad view of Disney right now. Notably, 61% of those with a, quote, less favorable impression of Disney identified the firing of Carano and other cancel culture actions the company has taken. Some of the comments include Disney defended using sets near slave camps in China, them firing people for having different views than the boss has. They're yielding to woke cultural activism. They're developing a full-blown cancel culture. They caved to liberals of the cancel culture. If she had liberal views, she would be hailed as a champion. That's 100% true. They fired an actress who dared to be conservative. This also goes into other things, other reasons why people are walking away from Disney. And this is the real thing. People can only be pushed so far. Every time one of these moments happens, more and more people step away from Disney. They cancel their Disney Plus. They cancel their annual park membership. These are all things. They're just drops in the bucket, but they slowly add up over time. 64% of Americans oppose Disney's decision to close down popular rides after activists said the rides have racist origins and messages. In the same vein, Americans were predictably displeased with the company's, quote, political correctness. By a 65 to 35 margin, Americans believe companies like Disney have taken political correctness too far. That is absolutely insane. A mere 25% said Hollywood was not biased against conservatives. I'm surprised it was that high, to be honest with you. So 75% of people understand reality, that Hollywood is extremely biased against anyone with an opposing viewpoint. And it shows 84% of people oppose Disney's decision to film a movie in China as the Chinese Communist Party allegedly engaged in genocide of the Uyghurs. Disney's recent actions were found to make a majority of Americans feel less favorable about the company and less likely to watch Disney programming. 60% of Americans say they have a less favorable impression of the company, and 58% say they are less likely to watch Disney programming. That is a big deal. We knew that it was bad. We knew that people, in the vast majority of cases, did not agree with them firing Gina Carano, but now we have the actual evidence and the proof that shows that they are less likely to support Disney because of this. This is a big deal, like we've been saying all along. It's not just a fringe group of people that support Gina Carano. It is the majority of people. Normal people support Gina Carano. The weird cancel culture mob that succeeded in getting her fired, they are in the minority. They are the freaks. They are the weirdos. And we just have more evidence to back that up. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.